The future of the Star Wars franchise seems to be quite expansive, not just with their books, novels, comics, and video games, but also their live-action TV series, their animated TV shows, and yes, even their fourth Star Wars trilogy by Disney and Lucasfilm that will be releasing in the near future. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, the thing about Disney Star Wars is that we do know that as of this moment right now is that there's a lot of fans around the world that are very much divided over what Dwane Johnson did with The Last Jedi and how that also pretty much led to a domino effect of the Star Wars franchise pretty much going downhill and declining. So now Bob Chapek and Bob Iger, the two Disney CEOs, since Iger is temporarily stepping in during this crisis that's happening around the world, are trying to really fix Star Wars and to really bring it on the right path, and the same exact thing goes for Marvel. They really want to reset the MCU, if you will, to really make it better than how it is right now. And even though I believe that the MCU has been quite a good ride, you know, there's been a couple of movies here and there that really weren't all that impressive to me, and some of the live-action TV shows really don't seem to be all that impressive to me as well. Same exact thing goes with Star Wars. I think nobody really asked for a Cassian Andor TV series and stuff around those lines, let alone Leslie Headland's new Star Wars TV series. Now, on top of all of this, we do know one thing is that Chapek and Iger are really giving Lucasfilm a major facelift. Now, granted, yes, Kathleen Kennedy no longer has creative control over the existing Star Wars projects in the early development phase, except for that one project that's being, of course, created by Leslie Headland. Now, on top of all of this, what's really intriguing all has to do with the new Star Wars trilogy, where now that both Disney and Lucasfilm are finished with The Rise of Skywalker, they are focused on their new Star Wars trilogy of films, as well as the new Star Wars universe, that is set to deliver a brand new universe to the Star Wars fans around the world. It's explained that currently Disney is expanding the Star Wars projects for Disney Plus and for theatrical releases that will create a better future for the Star Wars franchise overall. Now, it's noted that currently Bob Chapek is set to play a large role in the development of the new trilogy on the general direction, and that Kevin Feige is said to be a producer for one of the movies and has been in the talks with of course, Dwane Johnson, also known as The Rock, to portray a key character in the new Star Wars trilogy. Now, it's noted that Kevin Feige wants his version of Dave Bautista's Drax the Destroyer from Guardians of the Galaxy, where the plan and concept is to make Dwane Johnson into a popular alien/creature side character for the new Star Wars trilogy. This is said to have been a plan made by both Chapek and Iger that they proposed to Kevin Feige, since he is said to be attached to one of the Star Wars movies. It's unclear if Dwane has accepted the offer, but discussions and conversations were said to have been positive. The Rock is a beloved actor in Hollywood and is actually considered to be a very busy individual, making roughly 1 to 2 movies a year, if that, where it's noted that they are trying to work around his schedule to meet their demand for some time in 2022. If not, and all else fails, they plan for him to debut in the second film in 2024. However, Dwane's appearance in Star Wars for 2022 is ascribed to be on the right path for now. So let me just say one thing here, is that Dwane Johnson, I gotta say, very charismatic guy, very caring individual. I think he's honestly, by far, one of the most respected actors out there that really, you know, is engaged with the grind over at Hollywood. I mean, he makes his own movies, he's involved with the Fast and Furious franchise, and he's also going to be doing a San Andreas sequel. I mean, he's got movies every single year, at least 1 to 2 in the works, and that really is a crazy schedule. So whether or not this is going to be a big role, that's the biggest question of all. They do plan to make him a popular side character that's going to be an alien/creature. So it's very possible that, like for example, Jabba the Hutt is like a side alien creature character. It could very well be that The Rock is going to be somewhere around the lines of that, where he won't really necessarily have as much screen time per se, but he will have a massive impact on these movies, if that makes a lot of sense. You know, we've seen Kevin Feige with, of course, the MCU and introducing Drax the Destroyer being portrayed by Dave Bautista, also associated with wrestling and stuff like that, so it only makes sense. You know, the fact that Kevin Feige's involved with this movie, it makes sense as to why he would want Dwane Johnson. So, like I've said before in the past, I'm not quite sure if a lot of fans will agree with this. A lot of fans would often say that, well, when you look at Star Wars overall, you know, introducing these known faces could very well take away the magic from it all. I wouldn't necessarily say that, because Liam Neeson is a prime example of introducing a famous face at the time into The Phantom Menace. And not a lot of people had issues with that at all, you know. Granted, I mean, Liam Neeson wasn't quite as known back then, but he was still known. So with that being said, guys, you know, like I say, you know, let me know what you think about the direction of the 4th trilogy and the introduction of Dwane into the Star Wars universe, and how Kevin Feige is kind of looking at Dave Bautista as a template for Dwane Johnson. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.